I would go and do ministry, and I had the hat on, baby. Yeah, pastor's daughter. It's important to create your own safe environment. It's not other people's job to make you feel safe. I like to think that I dodged a bullet, while some of you are out here on your third marriage. We survived, but survival came at a cost. Somewhere in the process, she, the colorful one, the dreamer, the artist, the child, the visionary, had to die to keep the peace, carry the weight, or even play the role. This episode explores how we confuse functioning with wholeness and how to begin reclaiming what was buried. So, sis, they told you to be strong, and you were. They told you to hold it down, and you did. They asked you, but did you die? And you didn't. But actually, something did. And sis, that matters. Welcome to But Did You Die? Chaos Lessons and Laughs, the podcast where we unpack what didn't kill us, but still tried to bury us. I am your host, Monique Darnell, therapist, truth teller, sister in this healing journey, and of course, Black woman. Welcome to But Did You Die? All right, let's get into this today. So I want to start with some truth. You didn't flatline. You didn't. You didn't flatline. You actually kept pushing. And probably gave some CPR that you did not need to do. But maybe your dreams did. All right? Maybe your dreams did. You showed up for everybody, but left yourself behind. And you're functioning, but are you actually living? Today's episode is really going to emphasize you didn't die, but something had to. We're getting real about what survival cost you. So, we're going to talk a little bit about the dreaming, the enduring, the being busy, all of it. We're gonna jump right into it. So let's get started. So what does enduring look like for the strong Black woman living in survival mode? Right? This is what this podcast is about. Yeah, we finna shake it. Why not? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So the first thing I want to talk about, the cost of being strong. When survival is a performance, OMG, like being a strong Black woman, we got to put on. Soon our feet hit the floor, we got to put on. That's what we got to do. We got to put on. So in many Black families, faith communities, social circles, strength is currency. It's seen as valuable. Oh, she's strong. Or she looks strong. Look like she can bear some children. You're praised for pushing through, not pausing. You're honored for how much you can hold and how much you can carry, not how much you can heal. Like, the stuff kind of come up as you hear this, like, kind of like, oh, that's me. Oh, that's me. Oh, that's me. I remember that. I remember having to do that. You didn't die, but did you stop singing? You didn't die, but did you forget how to rest? Or do you even rest? You didn't die, but you haven't written in that journal in 5 years. In fact, it's still sitting on that dresser. It's still sitting there and waiting for that day. Like, I'm waiting for So let's break this down a little bit so you can see where it fits your life, right? So the mask of strength. I'm fine. Everything is okay. Oh no, girl, I'm good. You all right? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. You know, blessed and highly favored for my Christian girlies. Blessed and highly favored. But deep down, you exhausted and isolation is real. One thing about a strong Black woman, a lot of times you're the only strong Black woman in your group that you can kind of depend on. It's very rare that you have somebody like you in your group is similar that you can depend on or they can carry your weight. And if we do, we oftentimes don't kind of know it because we don't spread that struggle we're going through because of the stigma behind it, that we're appearing weak or we need help. And if we need help, who do we really call? All right. So let's talk about how endurance gets mistaken for resilience when it's really silent suffering. I can count on all my fingers and talk about how many times I wore strength and struggle as a mask. And well, it was hidden behind a mask. Really. I told people I was okay. And a lot of it is mine. Yeah, it's mine. It's mine. It's mine. I did that. And so, you don't know, you don't do better. We don't know better, you don't do better. But I like to say people know better and still don't do better. So all that CBT, you know better, you do better. People know not to eat that. I'm the people. I know not to eat that, but I do. You know not to talk to that man, but you do. You know not to go down that street, but we do. And so that's why I'm here to talk about those things, girl. So some examples I want to talk about to help you feel connected. A Black woman showing up at work, smiling and productive, while inside she's grieving. Let me stop right there. Grieving is not just or sad or being sad about someone's passing or dying or anticipatory grief or things like that. Grieving can be being sad about or grieving, starting the process about not having the lifestyle that you thought that you were going to have. Let's be real. This is real. This is a safe environment. Say it with me. Safe environment. Survivalies. We're all survivalies today. Okay. If you're listening to this, you push play. You are now a survivalee. Welcome to the group. Episode 2. Anyway, so grieving can also be a process of things that you wanted to do, relationships you thought you were going to have, whether that's romantic or other. Like, grieving can be a lot. And I want people to kind of start looking like, am I depressed? Am I depressed? I think I'm depressed. How do I know? Because I'm sad and I only get excited to, eat good food and watch anime and go to bed. Like, I can't wait to get in my bed and go to sleep. Am I depressed? I don't do the things I used to do. My eating is off. I think I am depressed. But you don't know because we're high functioning Black women, strong Black women. So grieving, a Black woman showing up at work at work, smiling, productive, while inside she's grieving a heartache, a pain. She's anxious or she's mentally drained, but feels she can't let anyone see her cracks, her flaws. I know that Beyonce wake up flawless. And, if I was her, I would too. But there are some days where I don't feel flawless. I feel, ugh. I know when the women know I'm talking about, like, ugh, like, like, what is extra 3 pounds coming from? And then soon when you get out of that luteal phase, that bipolar and borderline, when you get out of that luteal phase, baby, you like, what happened? Why a lot of that man told him I want to get back with him? Baby, them hormones, that's for another day. Example 2, saying I got it to family or friends, even when you don't, because vulnerability feels unsafe or unacceptable. A lot of times, we are taught that being vulnerable exposes us to danger. And that could be very well true. It's important to create your own safe environment. It's not other people's job to make you feel safe. That is an inside job and your responsibility. All right. So let's talk about another one. So that was the mask of strength. The next one is going to be a little bit of one, family loyalty and personal image. So I want to talk about that a little bit, because when you are raised as your firstborn and you're female, in some cultures, you are the second mom. You are. And so me being firstborn and then being the daughter of a black sheep, that stuff passed down. Oh, let's talk about it. That stuff passed down to me. I had a conversation with my mother. Hey, mom. Today, that we talked a little bit about some of those things that she had went through. And so I am an empath. Hi, my empath people. Hi, that's me. I'm an empath and I love, hard. And so empathy without boundaries is self-destructive. Empathy without boundaries is self-destructive. Yes. It's self-destructive. You need boundaries if you have empathy. Okay. Anyway, yes. So being the firstborn, my mom didn't have to ask me to help my brothers, and it just was put upon me. Like it was an expectation to get my brothers up to school, to help them, to protect them at school and these things. So you become the responsible one, sometimes too early. You skip dances, your dreams or desires because someone had to be there. Someone had to watch the siblings, the younger siblings, while mama had to go to work. Mama had to work. She had to work. Professional image. You became who the world respected, not who you actually are. You became what the model was presented for you to be. To work, to not show any emotion. And we do live in a world now, in a time now where we are able to be women. Show emotion. Hey, I'm a girl. I don't want to go through this. I'm a girl. But, we fought for these rights. So, I like to say, eat the cake, anime, eat the cake. We fought for these rights. So, but that does not mean that we are asking to be treated bad. Like we are, it's a unspoken expectation or culture, especially for Black women, to struggle for love. Like I gotta prove to you that I'm a good woman and do all these things just for you to not pick me. Okay, pick me, girl. Okay. Later in the season, we'll talk about that. So the next part, enduring through sacrifice. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Black women who put themselves last automatically, and I know you got kids. Kids come first, but then your man comes next. And then, church girlies, God comes next. And then what you're supposed to do with your parents. And then, let's not say the career women. You wake up with ideas in your head about what we're going to do with the next season, the next chapter of your life. Or I'm writing another book. And like, Do you remember the last time you put some clothes on? You put a little ombre lip, pull in close, pull in close. Yeah, when the last time you did something for you, took yourself out, got your feet done, your nails done, hair done, everything did? Like, what's up? What's up? Like, when the last time you have done something for you, sacrificing rest, sacrificing joy, sacrificing your health? You don't go outside. You exhausted, sis. You are tired. Believing survival depends on prioritizing others and other things. Oh, okay, I'm gonna take a shower after I make sure the kids eat. Them kids, 12 and up, I'm quite sure they could probably fix their own plate. If they could feed their mouth, they could fix their own plate. You know, not the babies. But you know, they can fix their own plate. They know how to make some oodles and noodles. Come on, like, get that extra 30 minutes and sleep. I'm not telling you to be lazy. I'm not telling you to stop your job. I'm not telling you to stop being your mother. But what I'm saying is, are you pushing through your own, at your own expense? Come on. So this can look like I'm being strong. I'm doing what I need to do to buckle down. But this oftentimes lead to burnout. And when you have burnout, you have resentment. So if you got relationship issues going on, are you burnt out, sis? Are you too tired to have empathy and understanding? Are you, get out of my face, I'm tired? What do you mean? You know, it's adult time. Like, you don't get up out of my face. I just made this food and I just did this, and you want to sit here and act like, because I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm mentally and emotionally exhausted. All right. So some examples: a mother skipping her doctor's appointment for her own health so she can cover tuition, sport fees, or bills for her children. Now, I feel like, you know, every part of me is saying, practice what you preach. I feel like it's like, oh, I know you not. I know you lying. I know you lying. I know you lying. That's what's going on to me, because I remember times where, you know, I tell myself, okay, so in order for me to go to Pilates class and go get the massage, I need money. I need money. So I don't have a sponsor or a husband or a king to do these things. So I gotta do it. I gotta do it myself. So I'm like, okay, so I need money. So that means I gotta work more to get the money. So now I gotta work more weekends, which makes me more tired and fatigued. And I'm like, okay, so well, just, I mean, you got some money to do something. You choose to, you know, buy stuff on Shein, or, you know, you get your hair done. You pay for what you want. Oh, that I feel like that kind of like chewed on me a little bit. Like, come on, let's start taking care of ourselves. Example number 2: working 2 jobs back to back and sleeping only a few hours at night just to keep the household afloat. Now, I'm not saying that hardship doesn't come and that means you can't, you got to buckle down. You got to do what you need to do to get what you need to do. So what they say, do what you need to do so you can do what you want to do later. Do what you need to do now so you can do what you want to do later. Now, later. This is not a free pass to just let yourself go. This is a call to the women and the survivalists and the survivalees to take a moment and to look at, am I in survival mode? Am I in survival mode? Okay. Next topic: enduring through silence. So, culture and generational conditioning of don't tell our business. If you watched the first episode, you know a little bit about that. But I want to talk about that mindset and perspective, and that don't tell our business, keep everything in the house. What goes on in the house stays in the house. That teaches people, us, that Endurance through silence is better than rather than seeking help. I know you don't know that, parents, seasons, old people. No, I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. But you are telling me to tolerate behavior and this is okay. It's not. It's not. Okay. And I want to talk about like how silence become both a survival tool and a barrier to healing. When you're told to keep this in and be silent and to endure it and to tolerate it, you're telling me that I'm not worth healing. You're automatically putting me in survival mode and to protect and to cover and to neglect myself. So surviving domestic abuse, but telling no one, verbal, physical, financial, any form of abuse. And most of the time, this is taught or seen or expected. And this keep it in the family business, keep it in the family. You know, how many times have you really heard that story that what happens in the house stays in the house, or what's family business stays in family's business? But it is trauma. It's trauma. Struggling with postpartum depression, but not reaching out for help. Come on, Black women. And I'm going to let you slide because you may not know what postpartum depression look like and feel like, because all your life you had to fight. You don't know what, like, is this not normal? I ain't supposed to be stressed like that. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I ain't supposed to be like this. Fearing shame and judgment. And again, like some of the things that we talked about last session, or look at me, session, or last podcast episode, that it's minimizing tone, or it's shaming, or it's comparison, struggle comparison. Like, what are we doing, people? What are we doing? So the next one is enduring in relationships and relationship sacrifice. So you dimmed your brilliance, soften your needs, or lower your standards to make it work. Ooh, I feel like something just me, like right there, like, ooh, that's you. That's you, sis. That's you. That's you. All right. So, pushing past your own needs to make things work. Now, I understand that you have to build in relationships. You need to build wherever we got this idea that they supposed to come fully together and package. We blame whoever. I don't know. But here I am. I'm here today to tell you that your perspective, your upbringing, all of these things have a play in who you are today. You are where you are today because of the decisions you have made. However, what were the decisions, the choices, the suggestions? I'm here to bring you more suggestions. So I want to talk a little bit about how survival mode impacts love, friendship, settling for less, holding on to toxic dynamics, or mothering partners as a way of enduring. Be ready for my fourth book. It should be coming out. Yes, my fourth book. Look me up. Mothering partners as a way of enduring, or saying I got a man, or not even knowing. I'm going to say this, like a lot of times people don't know. And so, now you do. Use this to check. Use this to look at your life. Am I in survival mode right now? Am I living a life of survival mode? And so I want to look at endurance with healthy vulnerability and reciprocity versus scraps. Like, are you settling just because it's comfortable, it's easy, you were told to, you were expected to, this is the nature? Like, question, where are you? Every time you get to a question, ask yourself why. But why? Because I did it, but why? I mean, we have already established that we can answer ourselves now. And if you're not having meetings with the parts of you, then you're behind. I need you to catch up, sis. You have the hypervigilant you. You have your inner child you. You have the boss you. You have the church you. You have the secret quiet you. You have many versions of you. And sometimes all of them are trying to tell you what to do. So you need to sit down and look at these things. So example number 1, staying in a relationship where you're constantly disrespected because you don't want to start over. Or, I mean, I feel like so, tap in. I feel like someone say tap in. That's starting over, especially in your 40s and dealing with people judging you. Like, at least she got no man now. Oh, golly, she can't get no man. Oh, she ain't been married. Perspective is everything. I like to think that I dodged a bullet. While some of you are out here on your 3rd marriage, I dodged a bullet. I dodged a bullet. All right. Or fear of being alone. Like, alone is not as bad as you think. It's perspective. Like, I get my own space. I don't have to share. Like when my mom said, do you really want to be married? You gotta share. I share what? Like my food? Like, oh no, I ain't sharing my food. What's in that refrigerator? It is wrapped up and it's mine. Better ask me, oh Lord Jesus, if I go in the house. Like, I don't know how y'all do it. Some of y'all need to tell me y'all stories. Like, you go home and you be ready to eat this food. I live with brothers. And you think you finna eat some and you finna get into it. Oh, I'm finna get this Chinese food, finna tear it up. You get in there and it's gone. It's gone. Ain't no Chinese food. I'm about to cry. Ain't no Chinese food. Oh Lord. Lord, I thank you for this compassion, understanding man that would never eat my food like that. He would tell me, hey babe, I bought you some new Chinese food because I ate yours early and I thought about you. Because you my girl. Example number 2, overfunctioning in a partnership, being the provider and the nurturer and the fixer while your needs go unmet. Yeah. All right. The next one, the cost of enduring. Let's talk about that. What does that look like? The physical, the emotional, and generational toll. Hypertension, anxiety, depression, or passing down survival patterns to our daughters. So it's interesting because I tell my daughter, I think I'm a millennial. I don't know. I get it confused. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. But my daughter used to be like, well, how y'all women, like how your generation tolerated and dealt with stuff and dealt with this and all this relationship. Like I could never, like, you gotta come with it. You gotta pay me to talk to me. Like you gotta, like, you're gonna take me on a date. And here I am. Well, I was raised on, that's a good man, Savannah. That's a good man. And so I raised her with love and compassion and self-esteem. And so she'd be like, block and delete. But here, block and delete him. And I was like, where? And she was like, where did it come from? And I was like, I said, I raised you differently. And so when I was growing up, it wasn't a plethora of good available men. This is a good one. You go, hold on to him. Keep him. Don't let him go away. Or if you want to go, that's all right. Just, you got one. So he could be a good father. So you could be married. These were some of the things that were pushed upon me and taught, and some directly and some indirectly. But was passed down to me, but I changed it with my daughter. However, my daughter did have some issues with some things, and I'm looking like, how did she have that? But not realizing it came from me. I was dealing with these things and not knowing I was dealing with them, and it passed down to her. So like I said, the first episode, being raised by a survival mom and survival mode, her being a single parent, I became a single parent as well, not knowing, doing some of the same things that she ended up doing. And I guess, having the same mindset, on to the next, moving, keep going, gotta keep going, gotta keep moving. And so endurance has a cost, but healing creates new possibilities. So example number 1, developing high blood pressure in your 30s from years of stress over that man. It didn't say that. I'm sorry. Years of stress of pushing through without rest. I don't even think I knew what rest was until my daughter got in her older age. It was just on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Are you not going on to the next? Are you not going to do nothing? On to the next. What you say? On to the next. I had no patience and tolerance. Example number 2, like I said, passing down survival only thinking to your daughters, who learns to suppress her emotions and be strong instead of learning how to communicate and be vulnerable. All right. So the next one, redefining endurance. So we're going to talk a little bit about empowering and reframing. Endurance doesn't have to be or have to mean suffering. It doesn't have to mean suffering. Endurance is learning how to rest, receiving support, breaking cycles while still standing strong in identity and purpose. Examples are learning that endurance can mean pausing, asking for help, and giving yourself permission to rest without the guilt. Okay? Without the guilt, ma'am. Well, I don't know how to do that, Miss Monique. I don't know how to do that. Okay, therapy. I only got 45 minutes to 30 minutes. I really don't know what time it is. I don't know, because the camera right here. This is my second episode, y'all. Help me. Example number 2, choosing therapy, journaling, and community support as new forms of endurance. Redefining surviving into thriving. I want to live well, right? I want my daughter to live well. That's what I want. All right. When you are alive but not living, oftentimes you feel like that you don't have any purpose. So I want to talk a little bit about how that comes into a response that is going to cause like sadness and depression. If you're feeling like you don't have purpose and it's affecting you and it's causing a heaviness, like consider like taking a depression evaluation and looking like, am I depressed? Am I sad? Do I have an ache in the inside of me that I just can't fix? No amount of food, no amount of people, no amount of clothes or shoes is filling. For my Christian girlies, you may want to check with your temperature with God. Am I in position where I need to be with God? So survival mode is a trauma response, and it can be a good trauma response. Sometimes you got to get in. I'm surviving. I'm not dying. I shall live and not die. Darlene McCoy, I shall live and not die. Her song. And so, but it becomes a soul thief when you stay in it too long. Sometimes we stay in stuff too long. And we should have left. We should have left. Should have been left. All right. So chronic survival rewires your body and your mind. That nervous system has learned to tolerate stuff and to go through. So your nervous system is a wreck, sis. You normalize anxiety. You anticipate abandonment. You expect betrayal and call it discernment. Woo! Woo! Yes, I said it. Discernment. No, is that pattern, sis? It's that pattern. Are you attracting the same man? Same man. Same picture, different frame. That's the same man. Get out of your type. All right? So you forget how to dream because dreaming feels dangerous when you're bracing for impact. You're constantly, what's next? I came to, and anything new, you kick it out the way or self-sabotage it. You got so used to surviving that you forgot how to feel. And if you can't feel, you can't choose. And if you can't choose, you can't heal. Oh, something in my spirit said, say it again. You got so used to surviving that you forgot how to feel. You're numb. This love, did somebody love me? Oh, you know. And if you can't feel, you can't choose. And if you can't choose, you can't heal. So let's break it today. Let's break it today. Today. Choose today. Today, not tomorrow. Today. Today. So you didn't die all at once. You faded. Little parts here. Sacrifices there. Dismisses there. Ignoring here. Your body is telling you it's tired. It's telling you it didn't like this. It's telling you they crossed the boundary. Every time she was told to wait, just wait. I'm just trying to go to 100. Just give me some time. Golly, just wait. You tolerating. To shrink. Oh, these people, I gotta pull back. I can't be a peacock with them. I can't show my colors. I can't be my personality. Show my personality. I can't be myself because so I gotta shrink to get along, to keep the peace, to serve every time, to settle. You were told to serve, to settle, to shrink, and to wait. What she gave up. The dreams, the voice, the spark. Common things that died. Her ability to ask for help because needing feels like weakness. Her creative voice because joy was replaced with responsibility. Her desire for real intimacy, connection, to be heard, to be seen. And like that's different to really be seen. Like I see you. Like you ain't got to explain. Like I see you. I see you. I am you. Because connection started to feel unsafe. Every time you connected with someone, they dropped you. They dropped you. And now you can't trust nobody. I can't trust these hoes. Her boundaries, because being chosen required being available. So spiritually disconnected, but functionally faithful. So these are from my girlies, my church girlies. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. Pull in close. Let me talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you. Because who gonna talk to you? Me. You still go to church. You still post your scriptures. But you haven't felt spiritually safe in a long time. Matter of fact, you didn't even know that was a thing. That's a thing? Spiritually safe? What that is? You stop praying about your dreams because you're afraid of being disappointed. Oh, baby, I just just worked real hard yesterday on the podcast on that, baby. I'm coming for you. Don't worry. I'm coming for you. You attend, but you don't expect anymore. Your hope died, sis. Your hope. And that's what he wanted. Still the hope, still the faith. Still the hope. You don't hope for nothing. So you don't want it. You don't need nothing. You don't got nothing. It don't matter. So what can you have faith in if you don't have no hope? What you believing in? I got faith. Faith for what? You're not mad at God. Because we were taught not to do that. No. But you're tired of having to be okay with pain in his name. Hey, this is a safe environment. Come on, this is a safe environment. We here. Safe environment. You could tell me. You ain't got to tell them other. You could tell me. You're not mad at God, but you struggle in disappointment. You're hiding disappointment. And God sees it. God sees it. He sees it. Enduring in faith and religious pressure. So you were told your sadness was a spirit. Get that spirit up out of here. Be joy, make a joyful noise. So you smile and worship and fell apart at home. I can't tell you the amount of times where I would go and do ministry and I had the hat on, baby. Yeah, pastor's daughter. The anointed. You know, got this, got that. I'm doing what I need to be doing. But I got home and for some reason I forgot I knew Jesus. I forgot I had a whole relationship. I know y'all feel me. I know y'all feel me. Like, okay, I do all these things at church, but I come home to sadness or depression or anxiety and not knowing, like, I'll just be drowning. I'm talking about drowning. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know how to pray. I know the Lord Jesus. He's my savior. I was drowning because I was only in ministry. I wasn't in relationship. And those are for the people who are walking in ministry. You are in ministry. And in church, you cry and you pour out and you also worship in your worship. But then you go home and it's you forget or you put it down or you don't even know. Like, it took me some time to realize I'm the therapist, I'm the daughter, I'm the minister. Oh, that's me. I'm the writer. Oh, that's me. And it's within me. It's not when I take the hat off. It's me. It took some time. So we all know that at times faith has been a cornerstone of survival. Just pray about it. But that just pray about it or take it to the altar can sometimes minimize pain instead of validating it. So you're asking, because we talked about this last episode, what do I need to say, Miss Monique? Like, how can I support my sister? How can I support my daughter? How about saying, like, okay, tell me what's going on. Let me pray for you. Oh, did you pray about it? Yeah, I prayed. What you mean? I'm tired. What you mean? I need answers. I'm clouded. I'm frustrated. Or I'm at my wits' end. And that's a lot of times where God wants you. So you can, it's not of you, it's of him. So authentic faith can evolve into a place of rest and surrender, not just endurance. So let's talk a little bit about barriers to healing. The belief that suffering makes you holy. The more I go through, the more I'm holy. Is that true? Or is that what we have perceived? Now, again, this is not to make you feel like, oh, you're not finna go through. Oh, this was life. I'm not the king. I'm not the queen. You're not the king or the queen. So obviously there's going to be some times in our lives where things are not going to go our way. It's not going to go our way. And that's okay, because all things work together. Guilt for wanting more. Oh Lord. Like, I remember the stories of saying, I would like this and I want that. My mom used to tell me, you don't iron, ain't no man gonna marry you. Like, I said, the devil is a lie. God gonna give me. I was just talking out the side of my neck, out of faith. Oh, God gonna give me a man that's iron for me. He gonna iron for me. My husband gonna iron for me. And when I date dudes, I've had several dudes that I have dated that has ironed my church clothes. Iron my church clothes. Because God loves me. Fear of choosing differently than your mother or your pastor. I remember having a conversation with my mom. Push this mic back. I love you, Mom. I remember having a conversation with my mom, and I was telling her I wanted a man to take care of me. I want a husband to provide and to protect and take care. Not my daughter. What? Not my daughter. My daughter. I said, oh, maybe she understand what I was saying. I'm tired. I am tired. And so when I started going through a long process of going through, and I counted all joy, because when you understand perspective, you understand that when you go through, you see differently, because I wouldn't be where I am now or thinking the way I am thinking now if I didn't go through. And so one of the times I went through, I was dragged through the mud. Me, so beautiful and pretty, dragged through the mud I was. And so I thank God for that, because it also introduced me to a certain love that I never knew that was available. And it was some form of emotional stability. Well, emotional environment. It was an environment that was conducive for nurturing, caring, talk to me. And so I told my mom, like, yeah, I want a man to take care of me and love me. And so that's when I started changing my algorithm on Instagram, doing the work, looking and listening, reading books. And you'll see some of those books and suggestion down in the description part. But I was like, there's men out there that pay your bills? Huh? There's men out there that take care of you. There's men. I did not know, sis. I did not know. Like, I was the one that was doing everything. Like, you talking about 50-50. You gave me 50-50. What you, like, let's go, bro. Like, you gave me 50-50. And I got to the place I said, God, I want to be a woman. I want to, like, I want to date a man that just say, all I need you to do is look pretty. And I know some probably people got something to say about that. But that's you. You choose how you want that. I choose how I want it. And at that point, I went through some ups and downs in relationships. And I ended up dating differently. And I started talking to some dudes. And so whenever I got with a dude, I would ask them things like, okay, what would be some things that you think that I need to improve in as you continue to talk to me, because you're seeing me from your perspective. And, one dude said, your people picker is off. I said, oh, shut. Yeah. I said, what do you mean? He was like, there's nothing wrong with how you love, but you're just picking the wrong men. You're picking the wrong men. And so immediately my mind goes to, well, what that mean about you? But I didn't say that out loud. I was like, what do I need to do about that? He like, yeah, I don't know. Like, you need to start picking better, pick better. And I thought I was. But however, I didn't. I wasn't picking better. And so I had to learn. And I asked another dude when I was talking to, another guy, I was chatting with him and dating. And I asked him the same question. What would you say to me about improving my life? And what are some, not flaws, but some areas that I can improve in? And he was like, okay, well, yeah, cool. He said, well, what I would tell you is that you got fat girl syndrome. And I was like, help. What do you mean? What do you mean? I know exactly what he meant. But, that's a man. I want to hear from his perspective. A man, he said, you are beautiful. You are fine. It's blah, 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 blah. You fine. Like, I don't understand. You act like you can't get any, and that you don't want. Like, you act like you ugly. You act like you fat. And I was like, he said, like, you're dating like you can't get a man. Like, you can't get him. You know what I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking. Them ninjas. Like, you can't get one. Like you gotta date low. And you gotta date what wants you. Like a fat girl. Like, she gotta get second pickings, or what the other girls don't want, leftovers. And immediately I said, what is it? What am I doing? What am I showing? Because I'm like, I thought I dealt with that girl. I thought I dealt with that low self-esteem. I thought I dealt with the one that was bullied and always was called fat, black, and bald-headed. I thought I dealt with her because I got hair now. I'm pretty. I lost weight, or my weight is filling up in areas that looks great. And I was never really fat, and I was never really ugly. Probably didn't have enough money in some areas, but and I didn't have the confidence. But I said, what were some things that I'm showing, that I'm doing? He said, how you act, the way you talk, how you present yourself. You act like you're not that girl, like you're not fine. And so when he said that, like the other dude, I thought, then what that mean about you if I'm picking dudes that are low-hanging fruit? Let's get up out of here. So now what? Reclaiming what had to die. So I really want to emphasize that this episode is not about blame. I'm not blaming the church. I'm not blaming culture. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming your mama. I'm not blaming your daddy. I'm not blaming your survival methods. This episode is about permission. That you, come closer, you are allowed to go back and get her. Did you know that? You can go back and get her. True endurance is about learning to rest, receiving support, and breaking cycles while still standing strongly in identity and purpose. That version of you who wanted softness, who dreamed big, who danced freely, who followed I think that's the word, in the field. Sometimes I used to think God you must have been protecting me, because I used to be out there, not out there like we used to go outside and play when I was young. Go outside. Go outside. So I used to be in the field and just, writing poetries like David to God. I did, didn't I? I was out there like David, just me and the Lord, because I had nobody else. I was the only girl who believed she was more than a title, a role, or a good woman. Morals. All right. You didn't die, but now it's time to live. So I want you to work on some journal prompts for reflection for yourself this week. All right. So get your pen and your paper. I don't know why you ain't got one out like already. You should have been already pausing and like, oh, dang, what she said, that was true. I thought about that. I've been through that. Oh, snap. Reflecting. Why? But why? But why? But did you die? But why? So what part of me did I have to bury in order to survive? That's the drop the mic. Drop. What did I stop asking God for because I felt unworthy or afraid? Who have I been performing for? Performing. And am I willing to disappoint them to be free? Oh, Lord, am I willing to disappoint them to be free? Am I willing for them to be upset? Am I willing for them to get their feelings hurt. I thought you must be, you brand. I'm about to be 40. I'm 40. I'm not going back and forth with you. I like that man. I'm not going back and forth with you. I like him. I forgot what his name is. All right. And so what does softness or rest look like for me in this season, in this chapter? So some therapeutic takeaways. Trauma teaches you to minimize your need to stay safe. It teaches you how to tolerate, endure, accept. Now, I don't want to say accept in that way, but because acceptance means, it doesn't mean that you approve or something. It just means I'm not going back and forth with it. I'm not going back and forth with you. It is what it is. But however, you can be in an uncomfortable situation and work with acceptance that I'm not going back and forth with this, and life can still be worthwhile in that. Yeah. All right. So healing teaches you to acknowledge your needs to become whole. It's okay to want more. It's okay to want more. You Black woman, it's okay to want more. It's holy to rest. Jesus rested. God rested on the seventh day. Why can't I? It's brave to reconnect with your vision. Going back for the part of you that died is not regression. It's resurrection. So, sis, in closing, the next time somebody says, but did you die? But did you die? Tell them, no, I didn't. But the girl who dreamed big did. The girl who felt deeply, she did. The girl who believed she was chosen, she did. And guess what? I'm going back to go get her. If you felt that this episode touched you deep in your chest, you felt like a lot of the things I said resonated, that you are her. If you saw yourself in the girl who sacrificed her softness just to survive, you were not alone. And you're not too far gone. Go get that girl. Go back and get that little girl. Start working on some forms of shadow work where you see yourself going back to go get her and picking her up, and you protect her. Ask the hard questions. Pull yourself out. If you are going to survive this. Get out of this. You didn't die, but now it's time to stop performing pain and reclaiming purpose. We got to stop. We got to stop. Take some time this week with the journal prompts that I mentioned early and talk to God, my girlies. And get a therapist. Yes, I'm a licensed professional counselor. Yes, I'm a soft life doula. But hey, I'm just your therapist for 45 minutes to an hour. Talk to the version of you who's still wanting to be seen, chosen, and safe. All right? And remember, healing is not betrayal. Rest is not weakness. And resurrection doesn't always happen in a tomb. Sometimes it starts in a podcast episode like this. Apuracasta. Say it. Apuracasta. All right. And if no one told you today, sis, you are worthy, you are loved, and you are enough just as you are. So, until next Tuesday, this is But Did You Die? With Monique R. Darnell. Bye, Survivalies. What happens when survival isn't just what you did, but who you became?